5 games unbeaten gives us that knowledge that we can be consistent, and that, as I say, confidence to go into these 2 matches away from home now.
You only named 6 substitutes on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Is your squad thin at the moment, or with people like Shannon back from international duty, are your options increased this weekend?
Well, they get better. When Shannon comes back and Will Packwood comes back, obviously Will was not available for the cup tie, and we rested Matt. That's not the right thing to say, but we looked after Matt as well, Matt Harold, in terms of the shape that we played. So we'll have a good look at all my match reports against Burton and what we think they played, and then we'll see if we can name a side Friday and go and plan and prepare for that game. And it takes on another different situation. It keeps everybody fresh, keeps everybody lively. The fact that we had just one sub, not selected, was Ryan Brunt, had gone up there and just tweaked his knee a little bit, and we didn't want to make that risk. I could have easily sat him on the bench and not used him, and no one had been any the wiser, but there was no point in doing that and kidding things. So we'll look after him this next day or two and see if he's available for the weekend. But say Shannon comes back and Will comes back into the group, so it gives us an extra 2 bodies, and nobody's missed out from the game at this moment in time.
And since you last spoke about Gary Kenneth, have there been any developments there?
Gary's at Burton at the FA Centre this week, at the medical centre. So he'll be getting thorough investigation up there. There's a couple of the other boys have gone with him as well. But we'll know far more about Gary when we get him back here next week and the reports come through from there. So it's a full-blooded onslaught really when you go up there. It's a hard-working week. And we'll know, as I say, a lot more about Gary as well as the other guys when they come back.
How long do you expect to be without Alfie Santos?
Again, I don't know. I can't answer that, and I would be loath to do it even if Phil Kite's given me a date, because we're in the unknown territory. Alfie's a young boy who doesn't know about hamstring injuries, how bad it is and what it is, so Phil's got to probably do all the work. That's nothing against Alfie, that's just inexperience on Alfie's part, and hopefully he doesn't get too many injuries like that in the future. But we're just going to play that bit by bit. Alfie's a very confident young man who says he feels fine this morning, but Alfie feeling fine and Phil Kite telling him he's fine are probably 2 different things. Remember Alfie fractured his thumb not long ago, his finger not long ago, and was fine the next day. So we've just got to take Alfie's view with a pinch of salt. Good kid though he is.
Absolutely. How seriously are you taking the loan market? The window closes in the next week or so.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I mean, we go into that next Thursday. I've got a week as we're talking now, and I'm talking with my scouts people and getting information through. As you'd expect, I get a lot of requests, a lot of numbers, a lot of agents ring me. This is available. What do you want? What are you doing? And we'll look into it strongly. I've also got the lads on loan. I've got to look at whether we extend or what we do. We've done Will, as you know. I've got Chris Beardsley that I've got to discuss and chat with him and things like that. So they've all got to be sorted out in the next few days. But I'm looking. I'm not close to bringing one in, for instance, or anything like that. But I think I've got to keep an open mind on that. We'll have 2 games before that closes anyway, so that may have an impact on what I have to do.
And bear in mind, it was Alex who went to Man City. Alfie's injured.
Yeah.
Is it a wide player you're looking at?
Yeah, I'd look at a wide position. I mean, we played David there, and Elliot's done well in those positions. So they'd both possibly prefer to play different areas of the pitch, but they've done a really good job for the team, and not just done a job, they've been very effective in those positions. So I've got people that can do it, but with Alfie, Alfie showed on Saturday in the league game how effective he can be as a right winger attacking a fullback and give us a different option. But so those sort of things I'm looking at the moment. But as I say, 2 games to come before the window closes could alter that if anything else crops up in this club.
And how do we assess Burton, where I think it's 2 home wins, 4 home defeats?
Yeah, I think they're a good side. I think it's a good place to go and play. We talked about that at York, and I'll say the same about Cheltenham when we go there on Tuesday. They're tight pitches, tight grounds. They're good. They're not big and massive, but the crowd play a part. They're on top of the pitch in a way. They're close by. So everybody's got a part to play, and I like those sort of grounds, and I think my team do, and I think as a player you should do. And we drew there last year, so they'll know they can do that. And we played well in the home game against them. And I know it's a long time ago and all of that. But when you do look back at things, we can go and give us a good account of ourselves. The most recent one, obviously, would be Oxford, who were looking to go top of the league I think they might have been there when we went and played them, and we played extremely well there. So we've got a little bit of a record of lifting our game against clubs that are in that position, and then Cheltenham becomes like a bit of a local derby. We'll fill the away end of that with supporters like we did last year. So I'm looking forward to the next 2 games, and if we can we can maintain our form, then I'm sure we'll give Burton a tough match.